I enjoy Instagram. I use it every day. I post stuff there all the time. I follow people there. I cruise around. I look at just random stuff without, particularly being interested in it enough to like follow them, but I still engineering stuff and pretty people and animal pics and art, all kinds of different things. And because of this, you get information collected by the algorithms, and they then present you with things that they hope that you will engage with and maybe give them some attention or buy their products. So ads pop up all the time, um, so often that it's kind of sometimes very annoying. But I don't pay anything for it, so remember, if you don't pay for something, you're the product. So, and I ignore most of those ads. Once in a blue moon, I'll see something that gets my interest, but a lot of the times, nothing. But sometimes I see something so monumentally stupid that I have to share it with someone, or in this case, actually make a video out of it. Why? Because the product that was in the beginning of this video, that little thumbnail I threw up there, popped up in my Instagram feed just today, just 10 minutes ago. Okay? It took me that long to remember how to take a screen cap on my phone and then to edit everything out I didn't want to look at. Yes, I am an old. It's an axe carrying system. Now, there's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with wanting to have a device to carry an axe with you when you are traveling. Okay? I just don't think that most people are going to have an axe need at the ready enough that they couldn't just, strap it to the side or the back of their pack. Because an axe is something that you're normally going to be using while you're setting up a camp or preparing dinner or something. You're not necessarily going to be doing it while you're wearing your pack. But this product is supposed to be out there for those folks that need an axe at the hand so often that they want it hanging right at their side. So they want an axe, they just put their hand down and there their axe is. Now in that slot on my EDC, and I carry an EDC, I am a very white dude after all, I keep a knife because a knife is a very useful tool. It is the universal tool. The first true tool produced by humanity and the most versatile tool that we have ever invented. The tool predates our entire species. Okay, people have been producing things that are that can be recognized as knives for about 2 million years. Okay, it's an old tool. It's cool. But they want to carry an axe there. All right, I own axes that are designed to be carried at the belt. And some of them have really solid, and I mean that both literally and figuratively, solid designs. Because if you're going to carry an axe, you want something that's covering that edge to be solid. Thick leather is a classic because thick leather has been around for, ever. And you could make good quality axe edge covers out of a thick piece of leather. It wasn't uncommon to say have that leather maybe reinforced with metal on the outside because you didn't want that axe blade coming through that leather because that axe blade is dangerous. But now in the modern era we have lots of different plastic options, and I've seen minimalist designs so that they just cover the axe edge and then it snaps in place so you can unsnap it and pull the axe off. And again, I don't think that's necessarily something that you need at the ready, but some people do, and there's the rule of cool. Some people just think it looks cool. I bought the axes because I thought the axes were cool, not necessarily because I thought the carrying systems were cool. But this design that I'm talking about today just wants you to carry an axe without a cover. Because reasons? Because even if you were to turn it around so that the axe was facing backwards, which is admittedly safer than having it face forward, you're still going to be bumping into things. And there's always the possibility that you bring your hand back and then you bring it forward and now you have a massive laceration because a sharp axe is sharp. I know a lot of people out there don't think of axes as being really sharp. And an axe that isn't really sharp is dangerous. If you're going to be using an axe, you want it to be sharp. Okay, that's the safest tool you can have. A dull knife is the most dangerous knife you're going to use because you're going to overexert yourself, and that's when accidents happen. If you have a nice sharp knife and you use it in a controlled manner, you're safe. You start out slow if you don't have any experience with the knife, but a sharp edge used with the correct amount of pressure, and you're not going to get yourself hurt. A dull knife used with excessive pressure, and that's a different matter. And an axe should not be carried with the edge exposed. I know it looks cool in like fantasy pictures where people carrying like weapons and like they're walking around with battle axes and stuff. And carrying a battle axe, a good hefty sized one is dangerous. I mean, and the folks who carried like the classic Danish axe, which was the kind of the classic two-handed axe of the actual Viking era, you just carry them on your shoulder with the axe in the back pointed down. So that's a good foot and a half away from your body, and it's pacing downward. And if you take a fall, the first thing you're going to do is go like that. Because unless you're dumb, you don't want to fall anywhere near your axe, nor do you want your axe bouncing up and landing on you. But you can't do that if you have an axe strapped to your side that has no edge covering. Because if you take a tumble, you're going to get injured. Maybe only a little bit, but maybe a whole lot. And even if you go to grab that axe because you really need an axe right this second, and I don't understand why, you could hurt yourself. There's a reason that knives are in sheaths. So even if you have to reach up and grab a knife, and if you're carrying a pack, the best place to really carry a knife is either a neck knife or on your strap. That's the best way for a rapid access, because that way there's nothing in your way. You have nothing, preventing you from accessing either a neck knife or one hanging off your backpack strap. Both are great options, but they're in sheaths. So you reach up and you pull it out of the sheath, and the dangerous bit is now here, and it's nowhere near here. If you have an axe without a sheath and you go to grab it, you're reaching into an area on your person. And if it's a hurry, you're not necessarily doing this in the most controlled manner. You could just open up your fingers, and if you're lucky, you just have a bad cut. If you're not lucky, you go through tendons, and now you don't have a hand. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Now, I realize that this is being aimed at the folks that are really into the cool thing, that the vast majority of people that buy this will probably never ever use it in the field. They buy it because they think it's cool. I got no problem with that. Let me show you something. Okay. This is an ice axe. My wife found it at a little thrift shop recently. And she actually texted me a picture. She said, "Hey, you interested in this?" I said, "Yes." And so she picked it up for me. I wouldn't want this on my person, would you? This is a tool. You need a tool. Well, there you go. That's a tool. You don't need this at the ready at all the time. And not to mention this is an ice axe, so it's actually designed for harvesting blocks of ice in lakes, which we don't really do anymore. Not that lakes really freeze up enough in New England any longer to harvest ice anyway. But why would you need an axe at the ready that fast? It's dangerous. I think tools are cool. I'll never use that. Okay? I'm never going to swing that at a piece of ice. I'm probably going to put a handle on it, put a haft on it, because I want to be able to hold it and see what the balance is like. But I'm never going to use that. It's just cool. I'm probably going to hang it on a wall or something, or just keep it around because I can pick it up and look at it and go, "This is a really cool." I have lots of things like that that are just really cool. I have tools on my walls. I have weapons on my walls, none of which I'm ever going to use in anger, but I think they're cool, so that's the way I have them. Some of them are even mine. I've even made them. But yeah, this is a really dumb thing. I apologize that I've waxed on this far, but I'm just trying to let you think inside the head of somebody that invented a device that lets you carry a dangerous piece of equipment, a dangerous tool, in the most dangerous way possible. This is the least safe thing I have ever encountered. You should never, ever carry something like this. Okay, so I don't know if you buy stuff because you think it's cool. Go for it if you got the money. But if you're going to carry something, make sure you're going to carry it safely and make sure you get some information about how to use it safely. There's a reason that when people tell me they're going camping and I ask them, you're going to be bringing an axe with you? And I say, okay, well, I said, how much experience do you got? He said, I know, well, I'm not really a whole lot. We'll say, then don't carry an axe. Carry a folding saw. And I can even recommend you the best one you're going to get. Silky Big Boy. Get yourself a Silky Big Boy. Awesome saws. Um, and a saw is a heck of a lot more versatile and also safer for your average person. You can do things with a Silky Big Boy that you're never going to be able to do with an axe. If you have a decent knife with you, that'll cover the bridge between saw and axe. That'll do this, some of the things that you can't do a with a big boy. But yeah, axes are cool. I own many of them. I've made many of them. I actually am currently working on one this weekend. So I like axes. Be careful with them. And and don't buy this really stupid product.